You can tell Ariane that her concerns have been noted. I'm preparing to deal with the anomalies in the power beam, so there's no cause for concern.
Anything from the wizards in the tower?
Wizard Triborn said something came through the floor.
Through the library floor? But that means it was something from the old tower.
Then let's go down there and investigate.
Good idea. It's not going to be easy though. Archmage Perian sealed the lower levels when he built the second tower. There's a rumor that the door can be opened using the water surge spell. But many wizards have tried casting that spell on the door and failed. It's more likely that there's a key hidden somewhere in the tower. Could you go back into the tower and find the key? I think Wizard Eleron will help us if we...
I've got the key to the ruins.
The entrance is on the east side of the island. Come on. Come on. Open the door and let's see what's in the ruins.
Our village is plagued by a vampire.
Where's this vampire?
He is located in Draynor Manor, just north of the village.
Good sir, help me with a little project of mine. You have noticed the new farming patches that we have had installed around us. We wish to grow many varied and exotic plants in them to bring happiness back to my husband. I have given you a list of the items that I need in each patch. One is sure that you will know how to use the list with each patch to find out what needs to go in each one.
Well, I think that's everything.
Here you go, your help here has proved invaluable.
These are dark times. The protection of Gothics is no more. Dark-hearted knights of Zamorak, the Kinshra, have discovered a dangerous weapon last wielded during the God Wars. If the Black Knight seize this weapon, they will unleash terrible destructive power. The innocent citizens of Asgarnia will be slaughtered in their hundreds. I have chosen both of you to claim this artifact from the minions of Zamorak. Will you aid me? You shall impersonate Captain Dalsin, the current overseer of the Black Knight's fortress. Sir Owen shall accompany you.